Okay, video 199. I don't know how long this video will be. This is Saturday, August 15th, 2020. And I am back at the boat shop and I've got a mess. And the reason I got a mess is because last time I was here, I had my absolute most productive fiberglassing and gel coating day I've had yet. And as soon as you mix something up, you got a timeline to get it on, and that can tend to make it a messy job site because you're up against the clock and you're just thinking, get it on, get it on, get it on, and you end up throwing things around, and then you get tired, and next thing you know, you got something done, but you're left with a mess the next time you come in. That being said, where to begin? I made a video a while back about the things that stopped the project. Scissors. Had a problem. Lost my one good pair of scissors I paid 20 bucks for at Walmart. They're in the shop somewhere, and they were getting dull. Went to Max out in Devil's Lake. Said, I need a good pair of scissors. I'm cutting fiberglass cloth. What you got? 15 bucks. Bought two of them. Love them. Absolutely great scissors. What are they? Just so you know, I guess they're made by Weiss, and they're, titanium something, titanium coated. Love them. The roller, I lost my one roller that I had in the shop, forgetting from last year that I had actually ordered two rollers, and I found the second roller, but in the meantime, I wanted rollers so I could not have that issue. And I wanted different rollers. These have little points on them and do pretty good. But when I watch videos, I see rollers that look like this. Just straight lines. And they make a huge difference. So I ordered two sets of those. And the ones that I ordered didn't look like those. They had two in the set. And it was one that looked like that, and one that looked like an egg that had those kind of lines in it. That's not what came. What did come is, let me see if I can find it in here. One that looks like this. It's a much smaller one in that set instead of the egg-shaped one. And then they also threw in this. I have yet to use this, but I can tell you the smaller one right here is my new favorite roller. That thing will get right down into the nitty gritty with you, and it will do the every bit the job that this one will. Only in much, the other one will in much tighter spaces. I have rollers. I have fiberglass rollers. Fiberglass rollers will not stop the project in this shop. What will stop the project? Materials. I got resin on order. I'm down to less than a gallon, maybe a little over 3 quarts of resin, and that's not, well, let's just say it, I can't do the whole transom on that. So I'm out of wood. I went to make my deck. I got the forward part made. Had to special order a second board. Cost me $16 more. It's $89 for one sheet of 3/4 inch plywood to get me through the rest of this year because Menards was out last week. But it will get here later, like later in the month. We're halfway through August, so I can't have too many of those kinds of days. So what am I doing this trip? I'm not putting a bunch of fiberglass on. I am prepping the whole boat area for the next round of glass when the materials get here. I need the resin. I'm out of milled fibers. Used it on my last batch of peanut butter, which got me through last weekend. But is milled fibers required to make peanut butter? No, but I've used it since the first day I saw it in a video and ordered the stuff. And I am afraid to, and I've had great success, so I'm afraid to remove one of the ingredients from the recipe. Whether it's required or not, I need and or want the milled fibers, and it's on order. It's not here yet. I am out of Cabosil, almost out of Cabosil. Got a little bit of Cabosil left. Don't have a lot of peanut butter work left to do this year, but that stuff is all on order. Right now, if I had resin, I'd be laying layer after layer after layer of glass on this thing. Don't got the resin. And I got so many other areas that can completely occupy my time today and tonight and tomorrow, quite frankly. Got to go back to work Monday, so got a little bit of time, can work on the boat. What am I going to do? Well, let's talk about some things. I was out of these things, tongue depressors, and I like them real well when I'm doing fillet work for getting down in the corners and smoothing it down to that radius, and it works real good, and I'm out of them. So what's my options? I spend half a year every store I go in, I look to see where I can find them, and I haven't found them yet. I don't remember the store I was in that sold them to me. But that being said, I realized I have options. One is this stuff dries and can be reused. In other words, if I use this end to mix it up and want to use it again to mix it up, I can do that. But if this end gets sticky like that one's been used, I can always use the other end. So I got to keep them around when I'm completely out of those. Same thing with these sticks. They can be reused. They're dry. I can, knock off the crud and just go to the other end or reuse them. But if I need tongue depressor radiuses and can't get them, I can always cut them into these things. I can always take the belt sander and buzz them into the end of them. So what have we here? We got a bunch of stuff that can be reused. Okay, got these things here that can be reused. They just have to be cleaned up, and then that's going in the trash, but they can be cleaned up and reused. So anything that can be reused, I'm going to put right here on this, just so I have a central location of where to go to for supplies rather than run to the store to get brand new. I like that idea. I'm going to use it and go from there, but I do have some cleanup there to do. What am I going to do? That's a polyester resin gel coat, polyester gel coat, I'm sorry, white, and that jug feels like it's got some in it, but there ain't much coming out of it, so I'm assuming some of that stuff hardened at the bottom of that jug. But in any event, it's down there. Why am I keeping all these containers, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. I can order them 2 gallons at a time, 1 gallon at a time, and when the project's over, when the project is finished, I will be able to count how many gallons I used of everything if I continue to save those. So at some point I'm gonna find me a nice little out of the way shelf up there somewhere to store all these, just so I can look back at the end of my project and know exactly how much of this stuff I actually used. That being said, where am I going to begin? Well, let's talk about that a minute. I'm going to do some light sanding where the deck is going to go, but I'm not going to do the acetoning. I think it's better to acetone when you're ready to do the work, but not before. And that is because it will soften it up. Same thing back here. I'm going to do some light sanding up top and down around the bottom edges. Then I'm going to make these boards if I have the wood. I think I've got the wood. I want to make them out of 3/4, and I've got 3/4. I know I've got 1/2 inch, and I know these are 1/2 inch, but if I can make them out of 3/4, I will. But I want to form these boards and make these boards, both sides. And then I want to get ready to waterproof the bottom side, but not actually do it until I'm fiberglassing something elsewhere, and then I can come back to that with the leftover resin to avoid the waste. When that gets done, I'm going to cut these out, and then I'm going to sand around the edges to prepare for the new board to go back in. So I'm just preparing to replace this board because they were cut open to reach the bottom end of the transom, and one day very soon the bottom end of the transom will be completely done. This side here has chop strand mat on it. I did that